Well, we're here at Chambers Creek, the beginning of the project. This is the beginning of a lot of years of home building and construction that are going to culminate in a wonderful community by our client, Caldwell Companies.
And this community is geared towards a 55 and up community.
I think the most important thing in doing a 55 plus community is the opportunity for the residents to have multiple kinds of recreation. And Caldwell is really putting a lot of effort into various types of things that seniors can do.
Chambers Creek is going to be known as the largest, most successful active adult community in the state of Texas.
And this community is going to bring a lot of resort-style amenities.
You know, the main amenity at Chambers Creek is going to be fun.
We are right next to Lake Conroe, and we are actually digging a marina and connecting to Lake Conroe.
Between that and a 9-hole golf course designed by Tom Lehman, I think we're going to offer some of the most attractive amenities in the area.
The other thing is just to be able to have all of these breathtaking views out here versus inside the city where there's not a lot of beautiful views or breathtaking views that this community can offer.
Chambers Creek is one of those tracts of land, when you step onto it as a developer, you realize immediately that it's very special. And we've long said since the beginning, since we stepped onto that project, is we just need to work really hard not to mess this up.
So really why EHRA is a wonderful partner with Caldwell on this project is we provide so many services under one roof. Literally surveying, my job as a land planner, through construction, obviously the engineering design of multiple lakes, the drainage component, all of the streets and lots. So there's a lot that we can do all in one shop.
Selecting EHRA as our partner on this project on Chambers Creek was an easy one because at that point in time we'd had a 15-year history with them. And we knew them well, and it was an easy phone call.
Once a week I come out here, and every day it's changing with all the construction that's going on.
As the project evolves, I'm most interested in seeing is what these golf holes look like. I want to play some golf out here. Here we are at Chambers Creek construction area right now in front of some finished golf holes, but they're doing some grading for lots.
The way these master plan communities work is we do things in phases. So currently right now we're completing our phase 1.
Chambers Creek is moving right along, and we will open in October of this year officially. We'll have a soft opening throughout the summer months. And we are so excited. Our golf course is in now, and it's growing in. Major amenities will start construction imminently. Major roads are in, drainage, infrastructure, and whatnot, things that, you know, consumers don't see, that people don't see, but we certainly work really hard on. Our engineering firm, EHRA, works really hard creating all that infrastructure that most people don't see.
With all the amenities that are going into place right now and what is to come as we move towards the west and towards Lake Conroe, the vastness of the project really starts to come through at this stage because we're right here at the beginning.
We are constantly, every day, working with the client and other consultants to develop this land.
Launching a project at the beginning, as anyone knows who's in the development business, is a lot of hard work. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill, and they've been there to help us push the boulder up the hill.
It's a great working relationship, and having them on site, having us on site on a weekly basis, frankly on a daily basis for the people that are actually doing the construction, that makes the project successful in the long run.
I'm also super grateful to work with such an incredible client. They take a lot of pride in what they do.
And it all comes down to trust. At the end of the day, is EHRA a partner that we trust? And the answer is yes, and therefore we continue to bring them into our land development communities, particularly large ones like a Chambers Creek that are very complex, very challenging, and take very committed partners.
Here at Chambers, we are at the end of phase 1, heading into phase 2, which basically means that a lot of the infrastructure, the drainage component, but also the first of all of the amenity package has been installed.
Caldwell is very passionate about their amenities. Anything for the 55 and better community to be able to enjoy this lifestyle.
Our vineyard is thriving, growing grapes already. In fact, I think they've already harvested once. The golf course has been in place for about a year now, and players are on. Players are hitting their shots, and it is a beautiful course, an absolutely beautiful course.
They've got a beautiful chapel that is close to being completed, and they also have completed their first phase of the marina to allow for the community to have access to Lake Conroe.
The way that the trails move throughout the entire community, in and out of the topography, in and out of the tree lines, there's all these wonderful experiences that happen. As the designer of the street systems and where the lots go and how the green belts work with the land, my biggest challenge is the topography, because this is a unique and special piece of property. Caldwell has maintained all along that the land needs to tell us what to do. And so from a design standpoint, it's much different than working in our typical City of Houston flatland. So having the fun, frankly, to play with the topography and how the streets interact and what vistas, what uniqueness I can create out of a street system, that's a lot of fun. It's challenging, but it's a lot of fun.
With the terrain that we have, we've got to maintain certain requirements for the 55 and better community, for their driveways, for their trails and their sidewalks and the roads.
We want to make sure that everything is accessible in this community. It has to be a great experience at the same time. That melding is a real challenge, but I think that's where EHRA, my team, the engineering team, the hydrology team, we all come together to solve those issues. Phase 2 is really about additional home construction and getting more lots and more units on the ground for our 55 and better community.
I am so passionate about this project. I look forward to every Wednesday coming out here first thing in the morning. Knowing that you are part of such a great community is one of the most amazing feelings of being out here.
I think that blending home sites with the rolling terrain, the trees, it's such a different feel with this elevation change. It's like invigorating almost to view what has been achieved and to think that these are homes. These are places that people call home. I always say that home is actually an emotion, right? People feel a home, and Chambers is a really special place to have a home. A new amenity center has been constructed. It's called the Summit, and it's a multifunction facility. They've actually moved the Welcome Center to this building. It's actually moved from the entry road onto the property now, so potential residents drive all the way through the property. They can see all those neat views that we've created and then arrive here at the amenity center. We have a new driving range for the golf course, which is in view of the model home park. And it has a cafe and really incredible views, which is what Chambers Creek is all about. So it's kind of the hub of everything that's going on at Chambers Creek.
So I've had the pleasure to come out here every week and seeing the residents come to the summit where we're at right now. They have this sense of feeling relaxed. And so just seeing their faces, it just brings a lot of peace and, enjoyment that we were part of this.
When you pull into the front gate, you don't feel like you're in Houston anymore. You've got the rolling hills, the topography. The summit, where our amenity center is, you get 30-mile views, sunsets better than anywhere else in Montgomery County. I think one special amenity that stands out for Chambers Creek is our access to Lake Conroe and our marina.
The location of this building is really all around this incredible view towards Lake Conroe, and we're a good 40 to 50 feet above the rest of the project.
So you can play around a golf on Tom Lehman Golf Course and drive your golf cart down to the marina, jump on your boat and spend the afternoon on the lake. And that's something I don't think everyone in Houston or even in the nation get to do. Our greatest features are also our greatest challenges. The property was naturally so beautiful with the topo. The challenge is keeping it and preserving it the way it is.
The topography here at Chambers Creek is always the challenge because we want to maintain existing trees and existing topography as much as possible while making the project drivable, walkable, buildable for new homes.
The first phase had topography, not as much, but the second phase, we do have a lot more topography. As you see here in this view and being here at the summit, this is at the highest point in the development. We're about 50 feet up in the air. That's what, the topography is what creates those challenges.
Keeping the trees, keeping the hills, keeping the feel of the property, but also the challenges of you've got the drainage and you've got pressures. You've got to go uphill and downhill and make sure you've calculated all that.
just letting the topography tell us where things need to go is always the biggest challenge, but it has the greatest rewards too.
We do an immense amount of research, and specifically with the residents, we want to know what they want. We want to know what they are passionate about. We want to adjust our plans to make sure we are adhering to their requests.
So the residents have absolutely enjoyed and loved what Caldwell Companies has provided for them. It's just a way of living for them right now. And that way of living is having everything here available to them.
I'm really impressed with what Chambers Creek has become in a fairly short period of time. We started construction just 4 years ago, and there's 150 or so homes on the ground. The golf course is amazing. The vineyards are growing well. They're harvesting grapes and making wine out here.
This is a unique development, and we've gotten the opportunity to work with Caldwell Companies.
It's just such an amazing project, and to see how residents see the smile on their faces during the grand opening that makes me really proud, because it tells me that the subdivision works as a place that people call home.